can shut down a government. We saw it happen. They can block the streets and shut them down, just like we're doing today all over this nation. And when they melt down, let me give you a quick science lesson for anybody on the other side who hasn't paid attention and doesn't like that class. When they melt down, they turn into water. And water's not going anywhere, just like we're not going anywhere today. Right? Water, you can't live without it. When you got too much of it, you drown. And today, this nation is awash in protest from a whole lot of angry snowflakes. Inshallah, the t-shirt that I would wear next would say community, unity, respect. Some National Assembly required.
And she's going to do one of her recordings. She's a songwriter.
I'm not going to do my original right now. I think this other song that I'm going to sing is more appropriate. But when you get a chance, please go to iTunes. I have a song called #MoreLove. That's about equality, unity, and peace. So please, it's called #MoreLove. This one's called Someday We'll All Be Free, because we still don't feel like we're free, right? Hang on to the world as it spins around. Don't you let the spin get you down. No, things are moving fast, but hold on tight and you will last. Keep your self-respect, your man and womanly pride. Get yourself in gear, keep your stride. Never mind your fears, 'cause brighter days will soon be here. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Keep on walking tall, hold your head up high, lay your dreams right up to the sky. Sing your greatest song. We shall overcome, and we'll keep marching on. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Just wait and see, someday we'll all be free. I know, 'cause Martin believed someday we'll all be free. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have the publisher of one of the oldest African-American newspaper in the country, of the New Journal and Guide, Brenda Andrews.
You all just look fantastic. If there was any other place I would rather be at this time, it would be in D.C. But we are part of a nation of sisters and brothers who have gathered in places away from the nation's capital. And for those who wonder why we are here, what do? If some question the purpose of our assembly as no more than our curiosity. Keep faith and know that we are communicating through our presence to each other and to the nation that people of goodwill need each other in the belly of the beast of racism, division, hatred, and injustice that we have seen in our nation over the past year. We need to know today, and we show today, that we do not exist in isolation, but we stand in solidarity with like minds all over the world who are looking forward with the resolve that we won't allow anyone to turn back the clock on the progress we are making in racial, social, economic, and gender equality in America. Which I am a veteran as a child, we used to sing a song that you heard earlier. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. Turn me round. Turn me round. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. We're gonna keep on a-walking, keep on a-talking, marching up to freedom land. And today, we say we will not let our national administration turn us around, nor turn back the clock. We recognize it is a new day with new and old challenges that demand we put on our whole armor in preparation for the days ahead. Marching for democratic principles does make a difference, and it is the right thing that we do today to draw attention to the issues at hand. Marching is a form of fighting, and it is familiar to me as the owner of the African American press here. Though we have 117 years of continuous publication in Norfolk that has helped to mold the political, the social, and the economic thoughts of modern society, we fight weekly for professional respect, for economic consideration, and for freedom of the press to tell our stories from the perspective of the African American community. This is no time for us to crumble, nor is it a time to be indifferent. Already, through the cabinet choices of our nation's new president, we know that affordable health care for underserved and poor communities, Social Security and Medicare for seniors, public school education for youth, reproductive rights, equal pay, and gender equity initiatives are but a few of the issues that will be coming centerfold and have already begun, but will accelerate over the next 4 years. We know that the new administration's appointment of Supreme Court justices and other federal court judges will lock into place policies and laws for years to come, laws that may not take into consideration the rights of racial and ethnic minorities, women, and immigrant populations. If anyone is wondering how we got to this extreme agenda today that threatens justice, diversity, and democracy as we have sought to embrace it, and what we must do now, I propose one answer is to educate and mobilize people around the importance of local politics, and that their right to vote locally is a powerful weapon. Democracy begins from the ground roots with us, and it goes up. Democracy does not come down from the top. We must view this recent election election as a wake-up call and educate people about the importance of grooming and electing people at the local level who mirror and support progressive, inclusive, and democratic views. The fact is, we only vote once every 4 years for our nation's president, but we vote regularly in local elections for mayors and sheriffs and city council members and school board members and others who determine our daily livelihood. Our judges are chosen locally to determine how justice will be meted out. State lawmakers come from the local level to legislate the state's business, and members of the U.S. Congress are chosen at the local level to enact laws for the nation. The power of the vote, especially at the local level, is not to be underestimated. And we cannot affect social justice without a strong and educated electorate to confront the issues. Our new president has given us a reason. Folks, we have a reason when we leave here to renew the focus on the importance of the vote, especially at the local level, and to mobilize an informed electorate to hold our political leaders accountable from the local level to the White House. Let us stand up for justice, as Dr. Martin Luther King said, until it flows like a mighty river. Let us tell and demand truth from our leaders at every level. And let us fight relentlessly for those issues that bring forth the greatness of America for all of its people. God bless you.
Brenda Andrews. Thank you so much. That's powerful. The vote is very powerful. That's our tool. That's our weapon. Definitely. Local, state, and national. We're going to start local. We're going to bring up the great Senator Lionel Sproul. Represents Norfolk now.
Good afternoon. How do I look out there? First of all, what in the hell was wrong with this country? We had the best qualified person to run for president. More qualified than any man we ever had. All because she was a woman. Anybody could tell you, if they without the women, we can't win nothing in this country. Let's tell the truth. Why should I worry about who you marry when people out there hungry every day? Why should I worry about as far as having babies? That's between you and your partner, your doctor. We got a bunch of old men up there on the floor saying what you can do. And women, you control this. I don't care what nobody say, you control this. To me, I truly believe that the women control this thing. I know for myself, if the men would tell the truth, none of us are smarter than the women. Tell the truth, guys. Without you, we can't do nothing. My campaign staff, I'm gonna have a woman every time. It's important. So, kids, this right here, we got to make sure that we cannot turn back the clock. We got to make sure is that crazy president, we got to make sure that he does, that crazy president, we got to make sure that he does not turn the clock back on women. It is crazy. This is one country. The heck with Democrats, Republicans, we got to do what's right. We got to make sure is that when a couple will have a baby, that's up to you. I got 16 brothers and sisters. Damn, my mother should have stopped a long time ago. Okay? I got 17 nieces and nephews. I got to make sure that if you want to marry somebody, fine. If you love them, man, that's your problem. That's your problem. Why are we making laws that when you got people out on the street? Why are we making laws that know where to live? Why are we making laws that people are hungry every day? We are making laws for such stuff as that. So I'm saying to y'all this is just a start. We got to make sure that we do not turn back. And ladies, we got to depend on you. Every time if something happens in this country, we always say the men this and this, but every time, who makes it work? The female makes it work. Join me. I don't know why I went and said I was totally wed, but it means something. Join me and making sure that we don't turn back together. Women's affairs, yes, guys, we're going to be sucking. Join me. Let's make sure that women that have the rights in this country. God bless you.
We're going to bring up Linda Brooks. She is the chair of the Virginia Women's Democratic Caucus.
Wow, this is great. Before I get started, I want you to know I have friends in Amsterdam, Budapest, Florence, and they're all marching today with... My name is Linda Brooks, and I am the chair for the Virginia Democratic Women's Caucus. Our mission is to elect women at the state and local level. How many of you would like to run for office? Do you know that most women have to be asked to run for office? Well, I'm asking you now. You can make a difference in your town, city, or community by running for office. Whether it be city council, school board, commissions, or PTA, you are the catalyst that will make a difference in our state. Our Virginia caucus has helped over 36 women run for office in the last year. Many of them were elected. We helped them with their fundraising, their training, and their campaigns. We're here to help. Please go to our website at vdwc.org or see me after the speech and help women run for office. Remember, and I want you to remember this, behind every strong woman is a tribe of women who have her back. Let's elect women to office in Virginia and stay strong.
All right, take your little breath. Great, that's right. We need more women to run, more women to step up. We have Delegate Dawn Hester. She's going to be the next speaker. Let's give it up for Delegate Dawn Hester. Hello, everybody. Are we ready to march today? We have to march every day. This is just the beginning. We have to stay connected. You have to make sure that all the electeds hear from you every day. Not just today, every day. Tell us what you want and don't back down until you get it. Stay connected with each other. Fill up city council chambers, even if you're just going to sit and listen. Your face in the place, filling the room, makes electeds nervous. That keeps us on our toes. Email us, write to us, call us, and vote. I am so proud of Hampton Roads. Good men and good brothers, you look wonderful. We are making a difference at Hampton Roads. Make sure you stay connected. The journey over the next 4 years will be long. However, there are elections in the middle. November in Virginia and 18 at the congressional level. We got to be in it, no matter where the elections are being held. I love you and I'm proud of you. Delegate Dawn Hester. And remember that name. You might hear it more ways than one coming soon. We have a couple of more speakers, and I am honored. Our Lieutenant Governor Ralph Northam is in Washington, D.C., marching with the mighty women up there. And we are fortunate to have his better half here, Pam Northam.
Good afternoon, Pussy Hat Nation! My name is Pam Northam, and I am married to the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia, who is in Virginia, but I'm in D.C., but I said I want to be here with everybody in our area. I guess that kind of makes me the second lady. First lady's up there in D.C., that's okay. I'm also mother, teacher, and a proud environmentalist. We are here today to take a stand to speak out against bigotry and injustice. Look around you. You are not alone. Look at our beautiful diversity. That is our great strength. We are not divided by our sexuality, by the color of our skin, by the way we choose to worship, or where our parents were born. The size or shape of our bodies, our physical limitations do not define who we are. We are here today because we choose to build bridges of love and compassion, not walls of hate and fear. This great country of ours, much of it beginning right here in the Commonwealth, was founded on equality and liberty for all. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal. Those who have come before us fought for freedom and tolerance, to have a vote and a voice, for access to safe, affordable health care and birth control, equal pay for equal work, and to protect the sacred gifts and natural resources we have been given. Dr. Martin Luther King said that our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Our voices, your voices, are needed now more than ever. Get involved, as all these great people have said. Get involved with local candidates like my husband, Ralph. He has stood like a brick wall for women every time. Little Malala Yousafzai, some of these children remind me of, she was shot at the age of 16 for wanting to go to school. She said, I raise my voice, not so that I can shout, but so that others can be heard. We cannot succeed if half of us are held back. As we march today, please, let us remember to empower and inspire peacefully. And remember what a true First Lady has already said. When someone acts like a bully, you don't stoop to their level. When they go low, we go high.
Give it up for Pam Northam. Now, I know you know that her husband is running to be the next governor. Against the White House, we need a governor that can veto bad bills. And Lieutenant Governor Ralph Northam has proven he has a record. He has been there for us. So remember that. Finally, and certainly not least, I'm going to introduce the greatest congressman in the country, Congressman Bobby Scott.
Give Gayleen a round of applause for leading us today. Gayleen, several people have pointed out that we're still celebrating Martin Luther King's birthday. I was at a breakfast this morning, and he once said that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. Now, people have pointed out, yeah, but it doesn't bend by itself. We need to make sure that we continue progress on equal educational opportunities, and we're making a little progress. And we're making a little progress on criminal justice reform. But when it comes to voting rights, we're not making progress, we're going backwards. The Voting Rights Act today is weaker than it was when Martin Luther King was assassinated. And as a result of yesterday, we're not sure we have the Justice Department on our side, because they've indicated they may be switching sides on a voter ID case out of Texas, where the Texas legislature was found to have intentionally passed the law to suppress the vote. We don't know which side the Justice Department's going to be on. So we need to make sure that we press and go forward with voting rights. But one of the areas that I think are most important and most critical today, Martin Luther King once said that of all forms of inequality, injustice in healthcare is the most shocking and inhumane. And we made a lot of progress on healthcare. They may not like it, but when you look at the costs have gone up, but they've gone up at the lowest rate in about 50 years. We know that those with pre-existing conditions can finally buy insurance. We know that women are no longer paying more for insurance than men. And so far, we're still funding Planned Parenthood. Instead of millions of people losing their insurance every year, 20 million more people have insurance today than when we passed the Affordable Care Act. Insurance companies can't pay a certain amount and then stop paying. We're closing the donut hole. Seniors who are buying prescriptive drugs have saved an average of $1,000 a year in prescriptive drug costs. Medicare is more solvent today than before we passed the Affordable Care Act. Preventive care, no co-pays and deductible. Young people can stay on their parents' policies. We have cured a lot of problems. We haven't cured all the problems. And some of the things we haven't cured, they want to complain about. But let me tell you something. The fact that we didn't cure it didn't mean we caused it. And complaining, one thing is conspicuously absent. Where's your plan to do any better? They keep talking about repeal and replace, like somebody's going to believe that. The only thing guaranteed is the repeal part. Just remember, the Republicans, most of them, didn't vote for Medicare. None of them voted for the Affordable Care Act. They voted over 60 times in the House of Representatives to repeal all the parts of the Affordable Care Act. No replace in sight. So who thinks they're going to replace it with anything? All they want to do is repeal. And so what would happen? Everybody would be at risk. Not only 30 million people who would lose their insurance very quickly, but 30 million. But everybody's insurance, because they would cause so much chaos in the insurance market, there's likely nobody would be able to afford insurance after that. So we have to make sure that we fight and make sure they do not repeal the Affordable Care Act. And if they want to repeal it, they have to come up with a replacement. We shouldn't take their word for it that there's going to be a replacement. Now, these rallies out here are nice, but let me tell you, nobody paid any attention to the Tea Party with all their rallies and all their noise until they won an election. In Delaware, the Tea Party came after member of the House running for the Senate, Mike Castle. He was one of the most popular politicians in the entire state of Delaware. And he was running against a lady who is not a witch. Christine O'Donnell beat him so bad that they called election about 8 o'clock. And all of a sudden, all other Republicans said, well, I know I'm not as strong as Mike Castle, and I don't have the nerve to pray for an opponent as weak as Christine O'Donnell. So if they can beat him, they can beat me. And all of a sudden, all of them started voting like the Tea Party. We have to make sure that we come out and affect some elections. We have to win some elections. And we have elections coming up this year. We have primaries and general elections. And 2 years from now, members of Congress. And 2 years after that, President of the United States again. We need to make sure that we come out on election day and don't make the same mistake that America did. Virginia did okay. But we can't make the mistake that Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania did and let the wrong person win. We have to come out in an election, and if we come out like we're coming out today here in Norfolk and in Washington and all across the country, we're going to make sure that mistake isn't made again, and that the moral arc of the moral universe bends more towards justice, because we're coming out and we're voting. Thank you very much.
March. It's important that we get as many people enrolled by January 31st into the affordable care, into Obamacare. You will not lose it when you're enrolled for a year because you're under contract. Okay? Next weekend, next Saturday